where the sweet perfume of the waterfront fills the air.
Broadcasting in the heart of downtown San Diego at City College, Jazz FM 88.3, KSDS San Diego.
I'm looking for a few good men know how to rock and roll. Few good men know how to rock and roll. I'm speaking for a few good women, want you to satisfy their soul. Looking for something tall, dark, and handsome, tender to the bone. Something tall, dark, and handsome, and tender to the bone. In fact, forget the tall and handsome, long as they bring that paycheck home. how to rock and roll. Know how to rock and roll. I'm speaking for a few good women. Want you to satisfy the soul.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to San Diego Sessions. I'm your host, Sue Palmer, and we have a very special show for you today. We have in the studio San Diego Jazz and Blues royalty. She's a fantastic piano player, singer, songwriter, band leader, author, cultural ambassador, and personality extraordinaire. I'd like to welcome you, Miss Jeannie Cheatham.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. I'm really glad to be anywhere. No, I'm serious about that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for everything you've done and all the inspiration and entertaining you've done for me personally and all of us in San Diego and all over the world, really.
Well, you're very, very welcome. It was my life.
Yeah. What a fantastic career. Yes. Congratulations. Fantastic.
Thank you.
I don't think you're done yet.
No, I'm not.
Not at all.
You know, I'm 88, and I've been playing music 80 years.
Wow.
And when I say playing music, I mean getting paid for it.
Right.
For 80 years.
I know you pretty much started from the get-go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. What do you think you're probably best known for the Sweet Baby Blues Band?
I think so.
Yeah.
I really do.
Which is what we just heard. This was one version of her band from the Good News Blues album, A Few Good Men. That was that tune. Can you tell us a little bit about that particular version of your band?
Well, actually, that was Plaz Johnson on the tenor. He's from the Pink Panther theme, as everybody knows. And Ricky Woodard was on the soprano sax.
Yeah.
And that was Nolan Cat Daddy Shaheed on the trumpet. And let's see, I think Richard Reed on bass. You know Richard. Mm-hmm. And John Iron Man Harris on drums. And Jimmy, my roommate, on bass trombone. And actually, when we go in the studio, this band never sees the arrangements before they get to the studio. The next thing, they never know who the guest artist is going to be. On this particular album, with the guest artist was Plaz Johnson. So when he walks in, everybody, it's like old home week.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But it makes it for...
fresh.
Keeps fresh.
It, yeah.
And not only that, they never get bored because they don't know what we're going to spring on them, see?
Yeah.
So that's why the band sounds so live.
Mm-hmm.
And but you have to have special players that are able to do that.
Right, exactly. One take kind of people.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a swinging band. It
is
just fantastic.
It is.
We're going to hear a lot more from the band. I thought we would do a couple of recordings now. These are recordings that you brought me, and thank you very much. Mm-hmm. This is Jeannie singing as a stand-up singer without playing piano with a big band. Let's see.
It's the Frank West, Rob McConnell All-Star Band.
Yeah, and this is from the Fujitsu Concord Jazz Festival, 1994.
That's right.
And this first tune is called "What Do We Do for Fun?"
It's my song. Jimmy.
Yeah, you wrote it. You and Jimmy wrote it.
Jimmy,
that's so cool.
Jimmy did the arrangements on this, almost all this stuff.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to hear the difference between your band, the Sweet Baby Blues Band, and the bigger band.
Yes, I thought it would be interesting.
All righty, here we go. What do you do for fun?
1, 2, you know what to do now. Oh yeah. 30 years we party people, but now all the drinking's done. done. Well, we're living in the 90s, people. What do we do for fun? How we love our love is. Now we're scared of everyone. Our loving. Now we're afraid of everyone. Lord, it do get lonesome. What do we do for fun? Jean Harris. Walk a little slower, go down by the river and reach the evening sun. I wish my dear old friend, I miss my good old Jen. But after everything is said and done, will we ever have the answer? What do we do for fun? Thank you. Lord, 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 ain't nobody's business what I do. If I should take a notion, Lord, I'd go right down and jump in the ocean. It ain't nobody's business what I do. Nobody's business what I do. One day we got ham and bacon. Next day, people, ain't nothing shaking. But it ain't nobody's business. Ooh. next day, people, we are right. And it ain't nobody's business what I do. Nobody's business what I do. And one day I'm going crazy. Get me a shotgun, Lord, and shoot my baby. And it ain't nobody's business. I said it ain't nobody's business. Well, it ain't nobody's business. Hey, what I do, it ain't nobody's business. What I do. Nobody,
Jazz 88.3 is proud to support the San Diego Symphony as they present Jazz at the Jacobs. This series will feature 3 jazz concerts held at the Jacobs Center and will be curated by San Diego's own Gilbert Castellanos. The first concert will be on Saturday, January 23rd at 8 p.m. and will be a tribute to the great jazz piano masters, Thelonious Monk, Art Tatum, and Bud Powell. Tickets are selling quickly, but you could purchase yours at jazz88.org.
All right. Well, before that message, we heard 2 songs from Jeannie Cheatham singing, standing up and singing without the piano.
Except for Ain't Nobody's Business. I wouldn't let
Yeah,
I wouldn't let Gene Harris take over on that one. I had to set my own mood, you know.
Yeah.
But it was wonderful because I played the intro and then I grabbed the mic and went out in front again. See?
Yeah, that's so, what a great thing to see, you know,
Yeah.
to watch happen. And he kept that same mood.
He
So
did.
that
He was a wonderful pianist.
That's-
He said, I'm a blues player with chops. That's the way he advertised himself.
Yeah, that's a good, I
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. You've played and associated with a whole history book of
Yes, I was
jazz.
very, very fortunate. That was actually through Jimmy, I think, because he knew everybody. And he's the type of person you always want to have around. He was serious, but he was always helpful. So the guys didn't mind, and he didn't intrude. He would stand there and watch them, whatever they were doing, if they were rehearsing a band or if they were recording or what. He could always help them. He would say, listen, this guy is not playing the right thing you should move it over here or that, even during a session. And they appreciated the fact that he was always so helpful, you know.
Yeah, that's great. Did you tell me that last song, Ain't Nobody's Business, was your theme song?
No. I said that was my signature song.
Your signature song.
Everybody likes that song. Everybody knows that song.
Yeah.
Nobody knows where it came from. But I like it because when we play Stop Time, it's from the old school.
Yeah, I love that part.
And
yeah.
Ricky started playing his clarinet a lot with us when he joined our group. And he got his inspiration from Jimmy Noon.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He sounds like that.
That's why he sounds like that.
Yeah.
See? Because he just picked it right up and got it right away. Although he was born in Tennessee, not Kansas City, but he started playing when he was a boy with his father in his father's band. Mm-hmm. So he had heard all this old music anyway. But Jimmy Noon actually gave him the inspiration to play that sound on the clarinet.
Yeah, that's what he sounds like. That, and it's different from his sax sound.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Noon, of course, lived in San Diego for many
That's
years and was a wonderful musician. Well, tell me a little bit more about the Kansas City style of band. That's what they seem to describe your Sweet Baby Blues band.
Well, we always say, to make it quick and short, that blues married jazz, and they produce the Kansas City sound. Because it's a combination. And one thing about the style of music, the rhythm section sets everything. Usually, that's where everything revolves around. But with the particular rhythm session that's set up by a Kansas City style band, you can play anybody's style. Because in our band, there was Red Callender, he played with Louis Armstrong. Ricky Woodard with Ray Charles. Curtis Pegler was Count Basie. 12 years of Count Basie. the rest of the fellas played with vocalists and others, people on their own. But everybody came from a different genre and came from a different style. But with that particular background and the rhythm section, you can play almost anything.
Yeah.
So it's like a bridge over troubled waters.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't recognize it. They know more about the East Coast sound and the West Coast sound.
Mm-hmm.
But
and you were talking about the two tenors.
with Count Basie actually set up the two tenor battle, or the two horn battle, and that was all. Everybody, when they go to see Count Basie, they waited to see that spot where they battled it out with the two tenors.
Yeah,
that's something that's original with Kansas City music too. Mm-hmm. You see.
So we're gonna hear another cut from the Good News Blues album, and the two tenors are Charles Owens.
Well, they have that's Placer Johnson. And Nolan Shahid, he changed his name, and Ricky Woodard. Placer Johnson, Ricky Woodard, Nolan Shahid. I had to look up everything because whenever we record, I never listen to the stuff back, so I never remember who's on what.
Well, you wanted to show off your band and hear some Careless Love.
Careless Love, and we made a little beginning to Careless Love. We decided we wanted to slyly slip in a little rap.
Oh, good. All right. Here we go. Careless Love from the Good News Blues album from Jeannie and Jimmy Cheatham and the Sweet Baby Blues Band.
When you're young, you meet somebody, tell you everything will be all right. He take your money and all your honey and leave you all alone every night, and that ain't right. And when you old, you meet somebody, tell you everything gonna be all right. He take your money and all your honey, leave you all alone every night, and that ain't right. Love, oh, careless love. Love, oh, careless love. Love, oh, careless love. See what careless love has done. See what careless love will do. See what careless love will do. See what careless love will do. Make you love somebody who don't love you. Love my mama and papa too. Love my mama and papa too. Love my mom and papa too, but I'd leave them both to be with you. angel, don't you know? I cried that night before. I cried that night before. Cried and cried the night before. Swear I ain't gonna cry no more. Love, love. That ain't right. Careless, careless, careless.
Wow.
Wow.
That's hard. That's
Well, it's hard to play piano and sing that fast.
Yeah, and you did that in one take, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
We're out of breath.
I bet.
No, but they can play.
That was great. That was the Sweet Baby Blues Band.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to mention that you are listening to KSDS San Diego, KSDSjazz88.org, around the country and around the world online. We're San Diego's Jazz 88.3 and jazz88.org. I get my dots and points mixed up. I have in the studio with me Miss Jeannie Cheatham, Queen of Jazz and Blues here in San Diego, reigning queen. Royalty, jazz royalty. I wanted to mention a few of the awards you've gotten. I mean, I know you've gotten a lot. I know you got the Lifetime Achievement Award here in San Diego at the Music Awards in 2007. And I was there when you got that. I remember that.
Yes.
And let's see, the French gave you the French Grand Prix du Disque, 1985.
Pretty good accent.
Well, I don't know. But that's cool. That's very cool.
Yes.
That was for Meet Me With Your Black Doors On, I think.
That's right.
That and then you have a request. Senator Christine Kehoe, our senator, our former senator here in San Diego, requested that when the Senate adjourned, this was January 23rd, 2007, they adjourned in memory of Jimmy Cheatham of San Diego. Mm-hmm. That's very sweet. Mm-hmm. Fantastic that, people do love you here and appreciate you so much. It was so inspiring. All those jam sessions and all those students that have come through. I've played with so many people that mention Jimmy's teaching. And
yes, he was an excellent teacher.
Yeah. I wanted to mention that one of the awards you have it's not exactly an award. This is a tribute by Dr. Gabriel Weiss and his big band that just came out this year. It's called Jeannie and Jimmy, and I wanted to play a little bit of it. He features, I think, mostly San Diego musicians.
Well, Gabe was a good friend of ours, and Jimmy, he's one of the few people Jimmy would trust to conduct the UCSD school band and rehearse them while we went on the road. And so he would drive all the way down, and Jimmy would trust him with that. And so he's always been a friend of ours. And he wrote a book, too, Gabe.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a book about how to expand the brain, how to relax your body, how to heal yourself. And I don't have the title of it right now, but he did send me a copy of it. And in it, he put our song, Too Many Goodbyes. But he's such a nice person and a good musician, and we appreciate the tribute that he wrote for us.
I like to play just a little bit of it. It features Leonard Patton on the vocals, who's an excellent jazz singer. And we'll just hear a little bit of this. And throughout the year, we'll be playing more. We'll play the whole thing,
right?
And lots of more of Jeannie and Jimmy's recordings. But here's a little bit of Dr. Weiss's big band from his album No Mud, No Lotus. Let's see, No Mud, No Lotus, and it's a tribute tune to Jeannie and Jimmy.
You can play the blues happy or sad, or wail them when your baby makes you mad. It might make you glad just to feel that bad. Play the messy like Bessie or busy like Dizzy, like President Bird and Pops and Train and Monk and Duke would play a blues set. Dig the feeling of what has been, the history of jazzing, a Jeannie and a Jimmy duet. And Jimmy moved out west. They found that the climate there was best, but they missed that Kansas City swing and the New Orleans blues, as well as the New York thing. So they wrapped it all together in a sweet baby blues. In the night, jazz band play the blues, happy or sad. Or wear them when your baby makes you mad. It might make you glad just to feel that bad. Play them messy like Bessie or busy like Dizzy, like President Bird and Pops and Train and Monk and Duke will play a blues set. Dig the feeling of what has been, the history of jazzing, a Jeannie and a Jimmy duet.
All right.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, I wish Gabe was here. But I really appreciate him.
I bet you he's listening.
I hope so.
I told him I was.
Hi, Gabe.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. It's a great tune. It goes on and talks about you playing at the Bahia and the jam sessions,
yes.
and brings back a lot of memories.
I love that vocal.
I know Leonard Patton is great. He has a new album out with Peter Sprague.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's really just the two of them.
He's got a great jazz voice.
Yeah, it's excellent. I'd like to do another thing that you recorded with another group. This is from George Lewis. Changing with the Times. I understand he was a trombone player and taught at UCSD also.
Yes, he played trombone with Count Basie.
Oh wow!
And he was a feature, but he also was with that Chicago jazz group that played all kinds of far out music.
Yeah.
And he's an electronic genius.
Right.
He loves electronic music.
Well, this particular album is really interesting. It's got a lot of spoken word that we're going to hear next, and he has some fantastic things to say about you.
George and his father are very, very, very dear to me.
Yeah, it's excellent. And let's hear a little bit of. This is just a part. It's a spoken word part, and you can tell when you come in.
All right.
All right. Here we go.
I joined the Navy the latter part of that year. I had read that blacks were being accepted as seamen. About 50 of us Negroes were enlisted, but I was the only one that was accepted as a seaman, and I was to be sent to Chicago for basic training. When the others found out that blacks could be seamen, they wanted in also. 2 of them were allowed to change their status. So I was going to have company going to Chicago. I enjoyed the train ride from Raleigh to Cincinnati. But on this gateway train to the north, I found myself with a little problem. I couldn't find the Jim Crow section of the train. We walked up and down through the entire train until an older chap with us realized that there was no such thing north of the Mason-Dixon line. When we got to Chicago, all black sailors, seamen, were taken to Camp Robert Small, one of many training sites around the Great Lakes. Before Camp Robert Small, blacks were used as mess attendants. They were basically officers' maids, served the officers' mess, made beds clean. The new camp made me aware of a life beyond my wildest dreams. I met youngsters from all over the United States. They ranged from 17 to 21. Farm boys, city boys, hustlers, pimps, everything. I learned different lifestyles, customs, discipline, and most of all, tolerance. After boot camp, I was shipped to a base near Boston. This was the ammunition supply depot. All black seamen, Negroes, were assigned to supply depots. Blacks were not allowed aboard ships as sailors. Introduction to integration. Here, I got to see all the big bands, go to the best nightclubs. From this city on weekends, I visited Providence, Rhode Island, New Haven, Connecticut, New York, and all other sites of interest between Boston and Washington, D.C.
What a fool I was to think that you could love me. You came in like a sun ray and vanished like a shadow in the night. to let your kiss persuade me. Too late I learned that I was wrong, but I thought that loving you was right. It's only proof that love is a gamble, and gambling's wrong for woman or for man. I don't blame you because I had to lose. I fully understand I failed to play my hand. What a fool I was to let my heart mislead me. Oh well, I lost and now you're gone. What has happened has served me right. To let my heart mislead me. Oh Lord, I lost and now you're gone. What has happened has served me right. Served me right. Fool, fool, fool.
We started out that segment with George Lewis and a little bit of spoken word from his album Changing with the Times, featuring Jeannie Cheatham on piano. And that last tune was off your own band's.
Yes, it was written by Percy Mayfield, the one that wrote, what is it?
Someone to Love. Let's see,
Please Send Me Someone
yeah.
to Love, yes. And it is such an odd tune. It changes keys almost every 2 bars. And it's a very hard song to sing, but I fell in love with it.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous
real
tune.
pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, good arrangement, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's Jimmy.
Yeah, well, he was fantastic.
Yes.
We're kind of running out of time, but there's a lot of things like we still need to talk about. One is your fantastic book, Meet Me With Your Black Drawers On. That was pretty much your biggest hit, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. They consider it a part of repertoire for most all vocalists. you know, and in fact, I get on the computer now that I've learned how to do it, and I found people playing it and singing it all over the world.
Oh, that's a compliment.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, one Russian DJ wrote that every Saturday is time for Rachmaninoff and Jeannie Cheatham's Black Drawers.
That's a good combination.
It was kind of fun, though.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, the book, I have to say, it's a wonderful book.
Thank you.
Just the history in it, the writing is excellent.
Thank you. That was my first and only book. I wrote it when I was 78.
Oh, wow.
And
well, it's kind of conversational, and
Yeah.
so yeah. But I mean, your lifespan is like from the kind of like the 30s, your musical lifespan,
Yeah.
to through now.
Through now.
So
yes.
it's like a wonderful time of jazz, and
I think that I think I was born to do it.
yeah.
Born to play music. I know that. But to write, this is a whole new. It's like my whole new life now. I'm writing a couple children's books I'm working on right now.
Oh, you are?
Yes,
That's fantastic.
Everybody writes children's books.
Well, I don't.
Well, you have to do it when you get old.
Well, yeah. I guess I'm not old enough.
No, but it's fun. It's fun. I enjoy it. And actually, I like to really, listen to this music back. To listen to me, I feel like a stranger listening to somebody else.
Yeah,
because I never
funny?
play my own music in my house. So to hear the guys really play like this on taking one take, and I never overdubbed in my life. So we all did it at the same time, and we all took the risk. We jumped out with that parachute, jumped out of the plane, and just played it where it laid. And I just feel so grateful that the fellas are still loyal and play with me after all this time, since 1983. Some of them went to the big jam session in the sky, but they were always replaced by the same type of person. Yes.
Well, you obviously have, sometimes talents aren't the kind you can write down on a piece of paper, but organizing a group of any kind, really.
Well,
yeah.
because you do it.
I have my own band, yeah.
Yes.
Right. I want to say we have in the studio with us some wonderful people. Mr. Scott Paulson, who is listening to the show and is out in the office. He's a radio announcer himself and a wonderful musician. And we have Barbara Bush, who used to be Jeannie's banker.
Yes.
Thank you very much, both of you, for accompanying us here today. And we have, there's only a few people here on Sunday, so it's always fun.
It's the best people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. There's a few more things I could ask you that we have a little bit of time here before we play our last song. I wanted to ask you about some of the other San Diego people that we haven't mentioned.
Daniel Jackson.
Yeah. Did he ever play in your band?
Yes, he did. He did. Whenever one of the guys really couldn't make it, I'd call Daniel. He would come right in. He knew exactly what to do because he was that type of musician again.
Right.
And Charles McPherson, he was our first guest artist. And although I don't consider him San Diego, he's from all over the world. He's universal.
Yeah, but
person.
he lives in my neighborhood.
I know he lives in your neighborhood.
I see him at Bonds. And
Yeah. But Charles's mother used to tell him, "Take me down there to hear that girl sing the blues."
Oh, that's so cute.
And so did Charlie Owens.
Yeah.
Is also with Daniel Jackson's protege.
Yeah, you said
and
that.
Daniel helped a lot of musicians in this town.
I know he did, including
he was quiet
myself.
but steady. I mean, they depended on him. He really didn't get his due, I think. But I think that he was a grand person for these men, making men out of boys. And I really commend him for that.
Yeah, well, he's respected, and
Yes.
we remember him,
Yeah. He was.
especially down at the station here.
Yeah, Daniel Jackson.
Let's see. We talked about Jimmy Noon, and I wanted to ask you about Clara Bryant. I know she didn't live in San Diego, but she was just up the way in L.A.
Clara was played in our band for a while.
Yeah.
She was a trumpet player, extraordinary, because I saw a video of her that's where she was playing with a trumpet player who shall remain nameless, and they were trading high notes, and Clara played past him and went up into the stratosphere, and he didn't like it very much. He's a movie star, and a band leader. See, but I thought Clara did some phenomenal stuff with it. She really could play.
Yeah, I like her sensibility. Soulful. Yeah.
We have a video of her playing with us on the Tonight Show. Oh,
really?
Yeah, we were one of the few last acts before Johnny retired.
Oh, wow. How cool.
Yes. And so Clara was on that band.
And there's so many things we could talk about. And I want to someday extensively talk about Boogie Woogie.
All right.
And,
But that's a whole different genre.
I know. It's a whole different thing. But I'm going to be playing you all year a lot because I really learned a lot, just listening to everything all at the same time, you know. And so it'll be interesting.
Yes.
Hopefully they'll get a telephone in here and we can do it by telephone.
Playing with George Lewis was a real thrill for me because he did win the Genius Award, and now he's teaching in Columbia.
Yeah.
At Columbia
University. Yeah.
Columbia University. And I think that kind of made me feel good because he would include me in.
Yeah, and there was a lot of music that you were playing on that whole album that you wouldn't even know it was you.
I know, because he called for about 5 different styles.
Yeah.
And
that's why he liked you so much.
Yeah.
I can understand.
Sure.
Well, we're going to go out on a tune called The Good News Blues.
Yes, Good News Blues.
And
Mr. Snooky Young conducting the Glee Club.
Oh, the Glee Club's on this. Yes. That's very cool.
And so it makes it nice. So this was one take also. And I just love it. This is what you call stop time blues.
Oh, good.
That's another title for you to add to your quiver.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I want to thank you, Jeannie, so much for coming down and talking with me and sharing your stories with the world. Basically, we're going out online.
I appreciate you having me.
San Diego, really appreciated you and appreciates you now because I'm going to keep your recordings out there for a long time.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we will see you next week. Let's see. You want to say one more thing?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Have a Cavassier on me.
All righty. Here we go. Good News Blues.
Could find no peace. Adam and Eve lost their lease. But if you stick with me, I guarantee that we can be together and have a family. Good news. Ain't that good news? I do anything I do. I ain't got nothing to lose. Bonnie and Clyde stayed on the run. Frankie and Johnny used a gun, but I love you high, I love you low. Ain't no place that we can go. Good news, ain't that good news? Yeah, I do anything I do, I ain't got nothing to lose.
Sheba was dark as night. But one thing more, King Solomon, he and Sheba had a son. Good news. Ain't that good news? I do anything I do. I ain't got nothing to lose. Samson and Delilah had an affair. He didn't satisfy, so she cut off his hair. Waste no time, good love and free. The older we get, the better we used to be. Good news. Ain't that good news? I do anything I do. I ain't got nothing to lose. Good news, good blues. Good news is what I do. All my life, I really paid my dues. I'm gonna live the life I think about, because I ain't got nothing to lose.